It is Fire Prevention Month. You know, it was cold last night, so people are going to start lighting fires and being a little bit warmer in the home, but we want to make sure that everybody at home does it safely.
Yes, this is a great reminder, and here to tell us all about that is Stephen Cohen. He's a state fire marshal. Marshal, wonderful to have you here this morning, and I think this is a great time to remind people. We've all heard it before, but it has been a while. Remind people of why it's important to stay safe in your home.
It's always a great time. Fire prevention really is a 365 responsibility. We celebrate Fire Prevention Week, Fire Prevention Month, but really we got to pay attention to it all year round. So we're talking now about the theme of Fire Prevention Week this year is smoke alarms, and we have a smoke alarm here just to demonstrate. This is one of the newer models that lasts for 10 years.
Wow.
It has a battery in it, a lithium battery that will last for 10 years. You don't have to change batteries, as we've always messaged in the past. So it's a great new tool. We also have a carbon monoxide alarm here next to it, which again has the 10-year battery in it. So I'd encourage people to look at that as they go about maintaining and upgrading their equipment. But let's just make sure everyone has and maintains operating smoke alarms. It is the most important thing people can do for fire safety. It gives you that early warning and that time to exit the home in case of fire.
And this new technology is fascinating. Not only are you going to save a lot of money on batteries because you have to change those all the time, but people always forget to change their batteries. So this gives them 10 years, but they don't have to always be checking their batteries.
Please, I've responded to fires, well over hundreds of fatal fires across the state. And I have to tell you, what really gets me and gets the fire officials is when we go to a fire like that, we see the terrible outcome and we look in the ceiling and we don't see that smoke detector, or we see the wires sticking out of it and no battery. So you're absolutely right. This is a great enhancement. Hope people listen to it and go out and take a look at
Yes,
those.
It's like
just do
wearing
it
a
this
seatbelt.
month.
Just
Exactly.
do it.
That's
yes,
it.
and you don't want it to ever be caught in that circumstance. So
Correct.
this is a great way to prevent
Correct.
it, of course. Now let's talk about escape plans. Why is this so important for families to have a plan?
Sure. Well, with that device, we get an early warning. We get a beep. Now we got to get out of our house. We got to get out of that quick. So that's where the escape plan comes about. 3 o'clock in the morning, when you got a fully charged home of smoke and fire and chaos, is not the time to learn how to get 2 ways out of your home. This is something that needs to be practiced, pre-planned, so that everyone knows the way out. And not just the primary way we get in and out of our home, because that could be where the fire is. So we need a secondary way in and out, in a meeting place, so that the family can convene, so that we can get a head count. When the firefighters arrive, we know that everyone is out. If not, you can provide guidance to the firefighters. They're professional. They can go in, do the search and rescues that they can do.
Now, Marshall, people are turning off their air conditioners. They're turning on their heaters. They're pulling out those space heaters that are oftentimes so dangerous. What do we need to know to stay warm and similarly to stay safe?
So important of why we're talking about this today. You're right, the weather has really taken a quick downturn, and we've got a lot of people that will start trying to keep warm in ways that can be very dangerous if we don't pay attention to it. Keep warm, keep safe. That has been our theme for many years. It's about making sure if you use space heaters, you give them space. They need 3 feet around them so that the combustible materials can't come in contact with them and start fires. Be very cautious with extension cords. Extension cords aren't made to be permanently used. They're a temporary device. They wear out. They fray if they're under rugs. So be very cautious with extension cords. And I want to bring a special message, and that's about chimneys and furnaces. Perfect time of year to get that chimney clean, get that furnace tuned up so that it will be safe during the winter. Last year, we had a series of fires that very troubled to me, and it was about careless disposal of ash from either a fireplace or a wood stove. So when you clean that fireplace or that wood stove out, remember to put the ash in a metal container with a top and get it away from the house.
Very important, Marshall. Thanks so much for your time today. This is a great reminder, and hopefully we'll all take that and make sure that we take those steps to be safe in our home.
Everybody
Thanks for the
check your
opportunity.
batteries right now on your smoke detector. Also, stay tuned for 22 News at noon.